Today, I'll focus on the public as an organizational stakeholder, the people and communities beyond an organization's physical walls. They may not appear on an organizational chart, but they can strongly influence reputation, demand, trust, and long-term success. The public can become a powerful force for growth or for disruption. Understanding that influence means looking beyond internal operations and recognizing how outside perceptions, expectations, and responses shape the broader business environment. A stakeholder is anyone with an interest in an organization's decisions, or anyone affected by the outcomes of those decisions. That makes the concept broader than just customers or investors. Internal stakeholders include employees, managers, and owners who work within the organization or help guide it. External stakeholders include customers, suppliers, and the public, who interact with the organization or experience its impact from outside. Recognizing both groups helps us understand whose needs, expectations, and concerns should be considered when making decisions. When we talk about the public, we're not referring to one uniform audience. The public is a broad, dynamic collection of communities, each with different expectations and different ways of influencing an organization. That includes local communities near operations, as well as media and press, from journalists to influencers and broadcasters. Advocacy groups may focus on environmental, social justice, or consumer rights issues. And society at large includes taxpayers, voters, and future customers. Understanding these distinct groups is essential for communicating responsibly and responding to what matters to each one. Public influence is powerful because it operates through several channels at the same time. A viral news story can shift the conversation, a community protest can pressure leaders directly, and a social media campaign can spread concerns faster than an organization can respond. Public sentiment can reshape strategy almost overnight. That is why ignoring the public is not a neutral choice. Organizations that fail to engage proactively may face reputational damage, greater resistance, and costs far higher than those associated with listening and responding early. A legal permit allows an organization to operate, but it does not guarantee public acceptance. Social license to operate is the ongoing trust and approval an organization earns from its communities and stakeholders. That trust comes from consistent, ethical behavior, not marketing alone. It is also fragile. Actions that conflict with community values or public expectations can damage it quickly, and the consequences are significant. Losing social license can interrupt operations, invite additional regulation, and make it harder to retain customers and attract talented employees. Reputation is more than a communications concern. It is a core business asset. Studies consistently indicate that over 60% of a company's market value can be tied to its reputation. That perception influences whether customers choose the brand, stay with it, and recommend it. It also affects investor confidence in stock valuation, while shaping the company's ability to attract and motivate employees. Finally, a strong reputation can support pricing power, helping the brand earn a premium because customers see greater value in what it offers. This case study shows how public backlash can move from public opinion to measurable strategic change. Environmental scandals can damage market value and take years to rebuild trust, especially when nearby communities feel harmed. Social media accelerates that pressure, turning viral campaigns into demand for recalls, policy reversals, or leadership changes within days. And community opposition can stop expansion projects altogether when residents organize through petitions and local government channels. Across all three examples, the lesson is clear. Companies must treat stakeholder concerns as strategic risks, not temporary public relations problems. Corporate social responsibility is how an organization turns awareness of its stakeholders and the public into measurable action. The goal is to build trust through meaningful, transparent commitments, not simply through messaging. In practice, that means designing initiatives around real concerns and communicating their impact clearly. The slide highlights 3 areas: environmental stewardship, such as reducing carbon emissions and waste; community investment, through local hiring, education, and philanthropy; and ethical supply chains, supported by transparent sourcing and fair labor practices. Together, these efforts make responsibility part of how the organization operates. Public opinion can move from awareness to policy in a clear, often escalating sequence. First, communities recognize a harmful business practice and begin expressing concern. Media coverage then amplifies those concerns, helping the issue reach a much larger audience. As visibility grows, NGOs and other advocacy groups apply pressure through organized campaigns and lobbying. When public sentiment reaches a tipping point, governments may respond with new laws, regulations, or industry standards. The key idea is that stakeholders shape regulation not only through markets, but also by influencing what governments consider urgent. Proactive public engagement can turn a potential critic into a committed advocate. The key is to build trust through consistent, structured action rather than waiting for concerns to escalate. Transparency means publishing reports, holding public forums, and responding openly to questions. Community partnerships take that further by involving local stakeholders in co-creating solutions. Finally, accountability mechanisms make commitments visible. Organizations set public goals, measure their progress, and report the results. Together, these strategies create an ongoing relationship with the public, grounded in openness, collaboration, and follow-through. The key takeaway is that the public is a stakeholder, not an audience on the sidelines. Perception can affect revenue, regulation, talent, and survival. Social license requires ongoing trust, earned through ethical conduct and transparency. And proactive engagement is strategic, creating lasting reputational and competitive advantages.